Steven Spielberg presents Back to the Future, a Robert Zemeckis film.
And getting himself into trouble.
Well, it be Fletch. Go ahead. Make my day.
The story of a guy.
Good morning. I'm here.
And his bike.
James Bond kind of stuff.
And he's just made a discovery that could wake up the dead. Is your mother about to look younger than you do?
Saw what I saw.
Psychotics are more active when the moon is full.
Somebody's coming!
Or did the butler do it?
No.
Need this rest.
So Jack Chester's taking that lead.
Oh, this is great!
Renting a beach house.
4:15, this is it.
And get this.
Wolf prison.
They only met once.
I don't want to be alone anymore.
You don't have to be. But it changed their lives forever. It's completely unnatural.
Do you realize it's snowing in my room?
Totally unbelievable.
What's going on?
And definitely weird.
Hi, dudes.
They went from zeros to heroes in one fantastic weekend.
I'm so good.
Universal Pictures presents a John Hughes film, Weird Science.
It's purely sexual.
What a way to start.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Good opening,
Those are some
buddy.
good movies.
Good opening. I liked it. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
This feels weird. It feels very weird
Yeah.
for me to be sitting where I'm sitting with no crew around. It's just me talking to you in Canada in this big, brightly lit space.
Sorry, I just have to adjust my window here so I can actually see you. You were behind my notes, but we're good now.
Well, that's probably where I belong, behind your notes. I'm fine with that. Good evening, everybody. If you didn't know already, that guy over there is Brandon, and he's the host of this show, and my name is Jay, and I'm the co-host of this show. What's the name of this show, buddy?
This is Blockbuster year 1985, the show where we ask, was 1985 the best year for movies?
I'm partial. There's a lot of favorites.
A lot of great movies came out in 1985. I can't hear myself.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I thought it was good, so I turned it up a little bit. Maybe I did too much.
This has been
and by the way,
learning
so in
process.
case anybody doesn't know, we're just kind of figuring this out. We've never done this setup before. The set's a little different on our side. Brandon's up in Canada. I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, actually from the David Letterman set from our other podcast here in Los Angeles. And it's all kind of new. It's all kind of new how we're doing this.
Well, we do have our own channel, but there was a series of events that led us to have to recreate the Blockbuster Year YouTube channel. And in that recreating the channel again, I guess I never actually requested the permission for live streaming. So we have a 24-hour lock on the live stream. But luckily, Jay has a fantastic show that he does, the Late Night Playset. And we were all set up to go. And so we can just steal his space for the night, which is great.
That's a really good point. So if anyone is on the Late Night Playset channel and you're tuning in going, what the hell is happening? This isn't the Late Night Playset. Sure it is. We're in the Late Night Playset, but we're doing a different show. This is a pilot for a Blockbuster year. It's a movie review show. We're doing 1985 as the first series. My buddy Brandon and I will be hosting that. So that's what you're watching right now if you happen to tune in on the Late Night Playset channel. This should be the only time it's on this channel. I have a feeling
next week.
By next week, it'll be on the other channel.
Next week, this show will be streaming at its appropriate home, but tonight we're crashing the playset.
Crashing the play. It's a playset pop-in, everybody.
Yeah, the biggest playset pop-in.
Actually, last time we did a version of this is when Justin Scard was here on Late Night Playset, and you were a Late Night Playset pop-in because we all met each other at the same time and became friends at the same time. And gosh, I mean, this is the Meeting the Hosts episode. Do we want to tell that story again for how we all met?
Yeah, I think that's important. You know, maybe we don't have to get into all the details, just because if you do want to hear a deeper dive into how Jay and I met at a particular weekend celebrating a film from 1985, there is a whole Late Night Playset episode with Jay and I discussing the whole thing. But essentially, we met at the Goonies 40th anniversary down in Astoria, Oregon. We were both there independently, got introduced to each other. And
I will say this, while we were there independently, every single person from the group that I was with knew of you already and wanted me to meet you, which was one of the reasons that the day I did meet you, we just sort of, you were having dinner with Adam the Woo, and we just sort of crashed it. Kip and I crashed it.
And I had the exact same thing, because the first time we saw you is when you had Yellow Car parked outside of the Custard King, Robbie Retro's favorite place in Astoria. And I remember sitting in the car and they went, "Oh yeah, that's Jay. Yeah, he's got a great Instagram account and a talk show. Yeah, I think you'd like him." And lo and behold, here we are starting our own show together mere months later.
A month later? Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've been back about a month. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, so what's amazing to me is that you're so into movie cars, and then I'm from a previous life, I'm probably better known from having made some movie cars, DeLoreans, and a couple Ectos. And one of the Ectos that my friend Sean and I built, that my friend Sean owned, you now own.
Exactly.
Small freaking world.
I know. I always, when I tell people the story about us owning our Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters, I always say I'm the third Ghostbuster to own this car, because it started with Sean, and then went to Brian, and then we bought it from Brian. And I was just going to say, and it's just another weird coincidence that I met you at Goonies weekend, and you worked on the car that we now own up in Canada.
It's crazy. So I was going to say that Sean did a lot of work on that car because it was a hearse first, so he had to cut the Landau top off, whatever. There was a lot of like body work done on that car to make it an Ecto. And then Brian and Eric, the next owners, the next Ghostbuster owners of that car, bought an Ecto, but then they re-Ectoed it like crazy. They put robotic stuff on the roof. They put things that would fold down so they could go into their garage and things like that. And then you bought it from them, I guess, or from an auction from them. Something like
that. Yeah, from them, Barrett Jackson. They sold it at Barrett Jackson. My dad and I, Kevin, who was also at the Goonies weekend with us, another fellow Goonie. We were getting deep into our movie car collection at that point, and to be honest, we'll talk about that Alamo getting the PB bike at some point.
Sorry, I'm listening. Pushing buttons over here.
No, I get it. I love the chat. I'm glad they're here watching live. Yeah. But I lost my train of thought now. Ecto. Oh, but I was saying the two most iconic movie cars in my mind are the DeLorean Time Machine and the Ecto 1. And you are a man who has worked extensively in the world of both of those cars.
Yeah.
So for me as a fan, like I'm really excited to hear your stories from that time, especially because one of the movies we will eventually cover in this blockbuster year is my personal favorite movie of all time, Back to the Future.
And it's I love everything you just said. I agree. But one of the cool facets for me is that we are also new friends. So we don't have each other's stories yet. So when something comes up on the show, we're going to be experiencing it for the first time with the audience. Yeah. And it just seemed like, we spoke on the phone a couple times and and then you did our show. And then it just felt like, well, we talk good together.
Yes.
And when you got good talkers together, sometimes the conversation can be interesting to listen to. And that is our hope for everybody tuning into this show. If you are watching live on YouTube or Facebook, please chime in on the comments. It makes the show way more interesting. Brandon's pretty interesting. I got all these lights and all these buttons.
Dude, don't even get started on interesting. You're literally sitting at David Letterman's desk.
Yeah, that part is true.
With chairs just beside you that are from the 80s era, correct? Because the desk is from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. While this is the original Late Show set, the story I got from the Late Show production designer was that they had to steal some of this stuff from NBC. There was a whole story behind it. So while the desk, I think, is definitely different, this was the CBS desk that Bill Murray wrote Dave on the front of in '93. The chairs came from Late Night, and the mic came from Late Night. So this is from like '82 or whatever, and then they were recovered for Late Show. So yeah, I mean, you're right. Those are at least from the old show. I can't remember how far they went, but it's a pretty wild thing to do a little podcast. It started with my wife, who's since passed away. Wah wah. Sorry. But you do a little podcast from home. It's a different thing when you're sitting in an Emmy-winning television set. It's bizarre. And it's definitely bizarre. History. It feels weird even.
It's a piece of history that you have in your house, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, and trying to live up to that is tough because we weren't very good at this for a long time. So not saying we're great at it now, but whatever you're seeing is 599 episodes of our show in. We didn't.
Well,
the dining room didn't have all these lights and everything when we moved here.
I can't wait to celebrate our 599th episode.
Me too, and I can't wait for you to do it down here, and we'll do it live in the playset.
Yes, and eventually, I do have plans to move this live stream into the movie car garage, so we can talk about Back to the Future while I sit in the DeLorean time machine.
Yeah, or you can run the dog food machine or something for us.
Exactly,
You've got a lot of Back to the Future stuff.
Yes. Well, in terms of 1985 movies, do you have a favorite? We could discuss maybe some of the big ones, but I'm curious if you have a favorite, because I've always just said Back to the Future is my favorite movie because I really feel a connection to it. It's been a big, important part of my life, even before I got into the movie car thing. But It also is considered like a perfect film. It's funny. Michael J. Fox is Canadian, and not only is he Canadian, he's from British Columbia, in the area that I have grown up in. He lived in the town of Chilliwack, where I have lived my entire life when he was young. So there's a lot of connection to Back to the Future for me personally. Plus, it also is just like, it's kind of an easy answer. A lot of people's favorite movie is Back to the Future, but I love it so much. So I'm curious if you have a particular favorite movie from 1985.
Well, and this is the other thing that I think is going to be interesting about this podcast, and I hope that other people find it so too. We are not the same age. I'm quite a bit older than you. So I saw these movies in the theater, these 1985 movies. And
fun fact, let me interrupt. I did not exist in 1985. Let's just get that out there. I was born in 1992. These
Can I pull up a picture of you?
Yeah, you can pull up that picture I said, of course. That is 10-year-old me at Universal Studios in 2002 in front of a DeLorean time machine, which over the years we found out that there was, well, you actually know some history about this car, but there is screen used pieces on that car that used to be parked out front.
There are a lot of screen used parts on. So this car that we're looking at right here would be referred to as like the Orberg replica, or one of the Orberg replicas, J. Orberg, somebody who was contracted by Universal back in the day to build some replicas for touring and like county fair purposes and things like that. But specifically, J. Orberg got all of the wreck car from the train wreck scene parts. And they really wrecked the real B car. So there are a lot of real B car parts on this car, and don't let the A and B, don't let that make you think one is better than the other. Truly, actually, the B car would be well, they call the A car the hero car. The B car actually was the more perfect car. When I mean that, by the parts that were on it and stuff, it was actually more matched, and that's the one they literally hit with the train. So when we're looking at the picture of you here, like I can tell you that some of the flux bands on this car were real. I remember from experience that the hoses on the back vents were real from the B car. On the other side pontoon that you can't see on this car, there were some hoses over by like where the green tubes were. The green tubes were just some other thing that they made to look like them. But the hoses that were over there on that other pontoon went around the actual B car reactor. You know, those HydroFlow hoses, those really small ones. And they were just literally on the side. I can't remember what else. Like the flux capacitor might have been real, maybe not. I can't remember. But there were a lot of real parts on it for being a replica.
Yeah. And like at this point, I'm 10 years old. I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt. But Back to the Future is already my favorite movie. Once I saw it, you know, I don't remember exactly the first time I saw it, but it had to have maybe been around that time. But ever since then, it has stuck with me for forever. I know it'll be my favorite movie forever.
Yeah, you're exactly the same for me. For me, it hit me at a time. That's why these movies are so special to me. It was a time in my life that wasn't so great. My parents were going through a divorce. We were switching towns, new school. There was like a lot of stuff that an only child was navigating alone. And whenever we went to the movies, it was an escape from your parents arguing and whatever. And, you know, it was escape from life for a couple hours. And so, like, I remember the first time I saw Back to the Future, and I remember the night my mom told me we were going to see it, and I was like, I saw the commercial with the guy from the show. That doesn't look good to me. I didn't care, but we were going to the movies, so that was fine. I was excited about that. And like a lot of other people, including Joe Walser, who was the head of the restoration team for the A car, you know, when the DeLorean backs out of the truck in the movie, it turned into a different movie for me, and I was super interested. Keep in mind, I'm a kid who grew up with Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider, all the car shows, or Airwolf, A-Team. They always had like a cool vehicle. And so here was the cool vehicle in this movie, and I imprinted on it from then on out, but it was the car that did it for me, always being a car guy. So for years, Back to the Future was absolutely my favorite movie. Before that, it was Ghostbusters. Car in that one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite, I'd probably have to say Back to the Future 2, but Back to the Future as well.
Yeah.
But that would be a weird pick. What's your favorite movie of all time? Back to the Future 2. No brainer.
Yeah, I can see it though.
So yeah, but truthfully, I mean, especially lately, Goonies, 85, Goonies, it's tough between those two.
Well, I mean, that is another example of just like a movie that took over the zeitgeist, right? Like Goonies, ever since Goonies has come out, how many groups of kids are like, yeah, those are the friends that I want. Those are the adventures I want to go on. And
I don't know the answer to that question. And I was going to say, because I was that only child kid who was like just struggling to find a friend moving school to school. So I think that was the attractive part to me, and I didn't have that life. And it wasn't until later in life, probably 40 years later when I met you, that I actually had that experience and felt like, whoa, this is crazy.
and that's the point that I'm making, is that, like, even if in your case that you weren't somebody who had that group of friends, you saw something that you were maybe looking for or wanted in that group of friends and that adventure, because those boys, like, they are there for each other, right? Yeah.
And that was really, really, you're right, that was very attractive.
Yeah. And there's something about how these movies have stayed around. What's funny is we started talking about this podcast, doing the movies of 1985, and I'm a little bit embarrassed of how long it took me to realize that we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of all of these movies. It just clicked one day, because I was like, oh yeah, we were at I was at the Universal Studios Fan Fest night for Back
2
to the
blocks
Future.
away,
yeah, celebrating the 40th anniversary. We were at Goonies celebrating the 40th anniversary. Warner Brothers is doing a special Pee-wee's Big Adventure studio tour with a screening of the movie
Super cool.
in August for the 40th anniversary.
Super
And it clicked one day. I was like, oh yeah, all of these movies that we're going to be talking about, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of all of them. Halfway through the year.
It's a good time to do this. You had a great idea.
Yeah.
I said we needed to do a podcast talking about movies. I said, we just kind of had a repertoire.
A repertoire? Oh, very fancy.
A rapport. I knew it was a French word. And then you were the one who called it to 85. The comments are lining up here. Do you want me to get to them? Like, should we do it in a certain time, or I don't want to? How do you?
Everybody is going to have to watch us figure this show out, and if the comments are winding up, let's hit some.
Life is a ridiculous sim, 100%. Yeah, I'm pretty much there too. Head blown. John Roger works in the U.S. Forest Service here in Los Angeles and keeps our area safe up in the crest where we drive the cars. Oh, loving this interview. Oh, awesome. Thanks, buddy. Matt Riddle, love the idea for the show, gents. So many great films from 85, all worth talking about. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Matt.
Well, quickly on that's kind of what sparked this whole idea is, while we were in Goonies weekend, I was talking about how, 85 is the best year for movies because of Goonies, Pee-wee, and Back to the Future. I mean, my two of my favorite movies of all time are Back to the Future and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, and yeah, Pee-wee too.
And it just sort of came. It was just a thing I was saying in conversation that weekend, and then when we started talking about this idea, it just took a quick Wikipedia search, looking down that list of other 1985 movies, and I guess we were both like, I actually can't believe how many fantastic films came out. I mean, we got a Rocky movie in 85. We got the third Mad Max movie, 2 iconic zombie movies, Day of the Dead and Return of the Living Dead.
I think when I think of horror, I think the 2 biggest franchises are Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, and there was a sequel of each one in 85, right?
Exactly, right? Friday the 13th 5 and Nightmare 2.
Yeah, which is funny because those are both the departure films in those franchises.
Yeah, I pulled a bunch of my physical media.
Nice.
Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Now, what is that? What format is that you have there?
This is Blu-ray. This is the Shout Factory Friday the 13th big box set that came out a few years ago.
Wow.
It's all of the original movies up until, where does it stop? Stops at, I can't see from here. But it does
Probably Jason Goes to Hell. I don't think Jason X is included for some reason.
No, Jason X is in there.
Oh, it is.
But it just doesn't include like the. Oh, actually, you know what? I think it does include Freddy vs. Jason. Don't quote me on that. I don't watch all of the Friday the 13th movies a lot, but not that it's 1985. But one of the coolest things about this particular box set is they actually did a real 3D version of Friday the 13th Part 3.
Sweet.
So you can watch it with the red and blue traditional 3D glasses, but they did for 3D TVs. They
the polarized,
did
clear ones.
Yes.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yes.
I mean, the third one is one of my favorites because of all those gimmicks.
And, I mean...
Crossbow and everything.
And it's the first time Jason wears the hockey mask. Like, there's a lot of iconic imagery in that one. But
and then he gets it from, like, the class clown guy, too, you know?
Yes, I know. That little goofball, yeah. But I'm excited to... I haven't watched this one in a very long time, so I'm excited to get to that.
Do you know that one's most people's least favorite because... Well, I don't want to say why, but for a couple of reasons. I'll just say the hockey mask is a different color. But as a movie, it's one of the best Friday the 13th type scary movies there are. There's some real twisted stuff. There's a lot of naked teenagers. That sounds perverse, but you know what I mean. Like all those movies seem to have some kind of the teenager having sex, and that's why the kid drowned in the lake.
You know, those are all of the rules that were put out in the Scream franchise, right?
That's right. I'll be right back.
Yeah, all of those classic horror movies, they all got analyzed in the Scream franchise. So once somebody starts to like point that stuff out and it becomes a trope, it is hard to like not see it as a trope anymore. But you know, we'll get into all of that on our Friday the 13th Part 5 episode.
And something that it just occurred to me I forgot to do, and I said I'll handle the production. What did you say the name of this podcast was?
Oh, yes. Welcome to a Blockbuster year.
Oh, jeez. Hang on. Hang on. That was terrible. Hang on. What is it again?
Welcome to a Blockbuster year, 1985.
That's it. Way better. Sorry, I forgot.
Absolutely.
I asked you the question before, and then I forgot to hit the button.
It's okay. We were talking. We got right into it, right?
So that'll happen sometimes. Like you said, growing pains. This is how a show gets made.
Exactly. We're gonna find that show. But let's. I pulled a bunch of stuff here. We can keep going.
Renee would like to know how you got to tell people how many movies you own, Brandon.
Well, if people can, for the audio listeners, I am sitting in front of a wall of movies. I am a diehard physical media collector. Long live physical media. I have over 5,000 movies. It is the thing that I love to collect the most. As much as I love the movie cars and the props and everything that goes along with what we do through BC DeLorean, my first love has always been movies and music. So I have a large record collection. Behind me is all the DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks. But in front of me, and maybe one day I'll switch the setup around, are all my VHS collection. I have about 1,200 VHS tapes behind me. But I have been a physical media collector for as long as I had my own money to spend.
So it's interesting you're holding that one up, because this next comment from Barbara Peterson.
Barbara, The Breakfast Club is my favorite. I got to meet Anthony Michael Hall at Fan Expo in Orlando, MegaCon, they called it. We had our National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation display set up, and I was dressed as Cousin Eddie all weekend, taking photos with people. I was yelling, "Merry Christmas, shitters full!" all weekend long. Had the best time of my life, and they had put Anthony Michael Hall right across from us. And at a downtime in the convention, I walked over to meet him as a huge fan of Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and even his performance in the later Halloween movies. He's very cool.
Wow. I have not seen Weird Science yet, but I know him from National Lampoons, and then obviously a little bit from Breakfast Club. He came in to read for us at one point. I don't know if it was for Everybody Hates Chris or if he was just there for a general meeting or what, but it was at Paramount with Jim Michaels. And I met him there, and he was a really, really nice guy. This would have been like between 2005 and 2008.
And I went over to him to go and get my VHS tape signed. And he said, "You have been working hard all weekend, dressed as Cousin Eddie." He's like, "You're doing such a good job." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." Got my tape signed. And then he's like, "Do you want to get a selfie?" And at conventions, if people don't know, it costs money to get signatures done. It costs money to take photos with the talent. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't pay for a selfie." He's like, Don't even worry about it. Get over here. Come in." And so I have a selfie with Anthony Michael Hall, dressed as full Cousin Eddie in the robe with the green hat. I had no shirt on, just the open robe, bare chest, boxer shorts on. It was the best. He was fantastic. And this movie has always been one of my favorites. I'm curious because I find that I talk to people who maybe didn't grow up on Breakfast Club, and they find it a little bit difficult to get into it. They don't connect with it.
Interesting. So I'm one of those people who I didn't see it when it came out, and I only saw it in the last 5 or so years, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. I saw what all my friends liked about it because, you know, all the representation.
Yes. And I think there's certain movies, and truthfully, I've even heard it about Goonies. I think it's insane if somebody says that they don't get Goonies.
Well, I've heard it a lot more about Goonies, and I do get it, even though it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff in Goonies you got to sort of go along with.
Well, and
the bumbling crooks, the sloth of it all. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
They talk over each other. Like, if you're someone who's like too focused on trying to hear whatever, like I could see, I can understand that. But, I'm excited to talk about Breakfast Club. But look at all these great movies. 1985, Lost in America.
Yeah.
Albert Brooks, one of the greatest minds ever. His movies are fantastic. I just recently rewatched all of Albert Brooks's movies, Lost in America's. And, you know.
So just to refresh my memory, is that the one with Julie Haggerty where they go on the road and the RV in Vegas? Okay, cool. Awesome. Yes. I can't wait to rewatch that one.
Fantastic, hilarious film. What do we got here? Weird Science.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one for the first time. Never seen it.
John Hughes classic. I mean, John Hughes is somebody who's going to come up a lot in 1985. But this is a movie that I watched a lot growing up. I'm excited to re-examine it through a different lens. Let's put it that way. There maybe is some stuff in this movie that might not hold up as well. So I'm excited to reinvestigate that.
Do you mean from a cancel culture standpoint? Is there
sometimes
there's some of that stuff in the 80s are old enough now where the time is different, you know?
And I'm talking more about the dynamics. The dynamics of men and women. Right. Weird Science. Famously, two young boys create an older woman, and the idea is that she is there to have sex with them. That is the conceit of the movie. I can't believe I didn't see this as a kid. There is other things that happen, and from what I remember, she is more of a fleshed out character, but the initial idea of why they create her is
sex machine.
Is exactly. So I am looking forward to discussing those dynamics and just reanalyzing these movies.
Oh, for sure. I'm just looking forward to seeing some of them again. Glad my brother-in-law is so knowledgeable on this topic because I am not excited to learn more. That
Rachel,
must be your brother-in-law.
Yes,
or
that's
your sister-in-law.
Rachel. No, my sister-in-law.
Right.
Rachel is going to learn a lot about movies from the 80s with this podcast. Believe you me.
Weird Science and Breakfast Club, very cool.
Yeah. To Anthony Michael Hall, to John Hughes.
David Bird says, I've met Anthony a couple times and he's one of the nicest guys ever. So if we're all having that same experience, he is one of the nicest guys ever.
Yeah. I also think it's very interesting because he is an actor who I don't see young Anthony Michael Hall in modern day Anthony Michael Hall. He has a very different look. And part of it is I think he was the skinny nerd famously in Vacation, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and now he is like a mountain of a man. He is a big dude.
Yeah, even 20 years ago, the guy I met was stacked.
Yeah.
Like wide face, big neck, stacked.
Yes, exactly. It's almost hard to believe that it's the same guy.
Gets up in the morning, drinks his creatine.
Yeah.
So here's a
Super
good
nice
one.
guy.
Jonathan Rogers said Spies Like Us, which is a great comedy, and then Mask, which is actually one of my all-time favorite movies. And I almost said this before, but I didn't want to bring it down because it's not like a feel-good movie so much. Well, I guess it is, but it's heavy, very heavy.
Yeah.
Do you know that one with Cher and
yes, and
the original Marty, Eric Stoltz?
Yes, Eric Stoltz. Yes,
and
I've never seen it.
The cowboy from The Traveler, The Stranger.
Oh yes,
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never seen Mask, but I'm excited to visit it. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What about you, Jay? Is there any movies from that 1985 list that you haven't seen? I guess you did say Weird Science, but I'm curious if there's any others, because I have a couple that are from 1985 that are iconic movies that I haven't actually gotten around to watching yet.
There were, so in preparation for this, we both looked at the Wikipedia list of 1985 film releases, and it's put out by season. And we then made a list of 20 films that we wanted to do on this podcast. And we each did this exercise, and then we compared the list. And there were a lot of double. Well, how many? There were only 6 doubles? Is that right?
6 doubles, but I didn't include Back to the Future, Pee-wee, and Goonies because I knew that those were going to be must-do episodes.
Right, and you considered them RST, where they were just givens. I included them in the list. But regardless, there were a bunch on your list that I didn't know, whether I'd not seen them or I just didn't remember them. I know some of the ones on my list weren't on yours, and I'm curious if they just weren't your favorites because you liked so many others, or if you hadn't seen them. Like, do you know Explorers from '85?
Never seen it. Yeah,
you have. Okay.
It.
I'm looking forward to doing that one because that was a great movie for me when I was a kid.
The poster looks awesome.
Yeah, and it's another kid adventure kind of thing where the adults aren't involved. We're doing this little thing together, going to space.
Yeah.
To that point, there's a movie nobody ever talks about, and it might be 1985. Maybe you can tell me, or somebody can look it up. Space Camp. I can't find it for purchase anywhere. They've taken it. I had to illegally download it to find it.
Yeah, I have it.
And it's not even a good copy.
I don't think it's 1985. Leah Thompson, Joaquin Phoenix,
Kate Capshaw, Tate Donovan. It's a huge cast.
I can't remember what year it is.
Oh yeah, it couldn't be Leah Thompson because that was Back to the Future. Yeah, I guess not. Maybe it was later. Kelly Preston's in it.
It's 86. It's 86.
Oh, it's pretty close.
That's what I was thinking, and it is Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
Kate Capshaw, Leah Thompson, Kelly Preston, Joaquin Phoenix, credited as Leith Phoenix. I remember that.
Exactly. He was still a little kid, like from Parenthood age.
Skerritt. Yeah. Well, we won't be covering that this season as it's 1986, but...
No. The Kids Go into Space is what made me think of it.
But yeah, there was, for me, Mask is one I have never seen. I've actually never seen Legend, the Ridley Scott movie.
I haven't either. With Tom Cruise?
Okay, great. Yes.
Yeah, but I've never wanted to, so I'm going to force myself for this.
You know what's cool about that? I'm very excited. Tim Curry plays Satan in it, which I know the imagery, right? The big, huge horns. And I was just watching a video about Tom Cruise, and I was seeing shots from it, and he's in such his young pretty boy phase, figuring out his career, and it's just one that has always just been out. I own it. It's on the wall back there, but I've just never gotten.
The girl's somebody too. Is it Jennifer Connelly?
Is it?
No, I don't remember. I think the girl is somebody too. I can't remember who it is. Or is it the girl from Ferris Bueller? Simone?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Sloane, not Simone. Sloane. Sloane, come along, Dave.
We'll look that up.
Space Camp was on YouTube. barely watched it last year. That's funny.
You are correct. Mia Sara Sloan is in Ridley Scott's Legend.
Yeah, so Mikey here says Legend to me was scary, and I noticed that as well when I was a kid. Explorers, Digital Zero agrees. Explorers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then to be honest, there is a lot of films from 1985. I don't know if we'll get to everything, because there is a lot of just like weird, more like independent release stuff, which may be harder for everybody to find. Right. Because we would love the audience to watch along with us as well.
We'll do like a movie club.
Exactly. At the end of this episode,
or movie club.
At the end of the episodes, we're gonna reveal what movie we're gonna do next, or we may even do a vote. We may do a group vote with a couple of possible titles, and
I love that idea.
Let the audience decide what we do next. But we want you all to be part of this too, and get in the comments on the live streams and enjoy these movies the same time that we're enjoying them, right?
Yeah, let's revisit it together. Let's go on a ride.
Exactly. I mean, who doesn't want to watch Return to Oz?
So I've never seen it.
This is a movie that famously scared children. If you saw it when you were too young, there is some freaky, weird stuff in this movie. Some really cool creature effects, practical effects. It is a ton of fun, and this, I believe, is actually on Disney Plus. I think Disney owns this. Maybe it's Fox. I can't remember. But I believe
I tend to buy things on Apple TV, and I think I've seen that on there a few times. So
yeah, well, and that's the other thing too, is that a lot of this stuff is available for rent. I will do my best to put out on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook or on Instagram at A Blockbuster Year, and I will do my best to put out the information of where these are to stream, but most of them might be rentals, because not everything will be available to stream for free. Plus, I'm in Canada, Jay's in the States. We may be dealing with
different platforms,
different platforms and different legalities in streaming rights.
Everyone seems to agree that, it was kind of scary. Legend was kind of scary.
And speaking of Tim Curry, I saw that comment, Tim Curry plus Legend, another fantastic film of 1985, which I am looking forward to covering, is
That's a fun
Clue.
One.
This
also,
movie...
I can't think of another time where they released a film with 3 different endings in the theater.
Exactly. What a fun thing to do for the audience.
Right. I mean, and then because you don't know about it at first, you're talking to your friends and like, and I can't believe the butler did it. And they're like, the butler, Colonel Mustard did it. Yeah.
We'll talk about it on the Clue episode, but
awesome.
It didn't go exactly according to plan, the way that they wanted it to go. But this movie is so much fun. I cannot wait to talk about Clue. Madeline Kahn is so great in this movie.
Incredible
Martin Mull,
cast, everybody.
Christopher Lloyd, everybody.
Yeah.
Back to the Future,
Professor
heard of him.
Plum.
So that, Tim Curry has Legend and Clue in the same year.
Everybody in that movie is great, from Leslie Ann Warren to what's her name from Private Benjamin. I can't think of her name. Mrs. Peacock, whatever.
Okay.
Eileen Brennan. Fantastic. Fantastic cast.
And it is like it's a farce. It's a classic farce, high energy, so much fun, and just like wild. Just this
whenever they run from room to room and the music cue starts every time with it's great. It's great. Puts me in a good mood. Can't wait to watch. And then my old boss is actually in that movie as, who did he play? The cop or the Jeffrey Kramer, who was in Jaws. He was the deputy from Jaws. Is in that movie, and he's one of the guys who rings the bell. I think he's I'm in this house and there's these weird people, right? And the phone gets cut.
Oh, cool.
Do you remember that character?
Yes.
I'll look it up before we do that episode.
And I these are all just the movies that we're excited to cover. These are some of the big ones.
These were on both of our lists.
These were on both of our lists. I want to mention, like, one of my favorite people had 4 movies that came out in 1985.
Ooh.
And yeah,
Who is it?
He's a little Canadian actor named John Candy. Have you heard of him?
John Candy. Sounds
Yes.
delicious.
Summer Rental.
One of my all-time favorite comedies. Nicole's too.
Yes. He had Volunteers, which I didn't pull.
With Tom Hanks.
With Tom Hanks.
That one is not as good, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's just a little uneven. It's a little uneven.
You know, I haven't seen that. I've just lost my. Where are we here?
Volunteers.
Volunteers. I'm looking at my list.
Well, meanwhile, on here, someone brought up a great point. Cocoon is a good movie from 1985. I would say that's one of the best movies from 1985, but it also is not available to be streamed or purchased anywhere. And I have
interesting.
a hard time with that. The second one, Cocoon Returns, you can find it anywhere.
Oh, he's in Follow That Bird. That's what I was forgetting.
No way. He is?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Plays,
I don't think I ever saw that either. And I love Jim.
Well,
Henson.
I'm excited to watch that. I have not watched that since I was a literal child, and I love Jim Henson. I love puppets, Muppets, and those movies they're cameo filled, right? So it's very exciting to see a movie like that and know these are all the heavy hitters of 1985.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, because that's exactly what they do. They pepper it in with all the celebs. Spies Like a Commando. So all over
I
the place
cannot wait to rewatch Commando.
Never seen that one either.
Oh, it is chock full of iconic Schwarzenegger one-liners.
Like a lot of, all right. So my age and my age group, a lot of us caught the parodies before the original source material. And that goes for like Smokey and the Bandit, Airplane, definitely with this one, because we knew Hot Shots, where they kind of they did some of the fake muscle stuff and everything from Commando. I don't think I've ever. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
And
Get to the chopper. Is it that one?
No, that's Predator.
Oh, well, so that's another one, but that's probably not.
Yeah, but I believe Commando is the. Remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied, and then he drops the guy off the roof.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Iconic shot of him like carrying logs at his like homestead in the country. These massive logs that he's just.
Is this like the Rocky
around.
scene? This is how he works out?
I think it's just if I remember correctly, it's the beginning of the movie, and it's just to show his like peaceful like homestead life. It's not a Rocky IV montage.
Gotcha. He's like, I don't need a tractor.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do it myself. I got it.
Yeah, it's a fun one. You know, it's not the Schwarzenegger movie that I put on when I'm feeling particularly Arnie. But it is a lot of fun. I do enjoy it.
Awesome. Clue is timeless. All of the endings rock. Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
There's one that
I don't know that one either.
So this is Police Story, and in my opinion, it is the best Jackie Chan movie ever made. It is.
I can't wait.
It is so early in his career. It has some of the most incredible stunts. But it also is just like a really, really well-made movie.
So when I think of early Jackie Chan, I go straight to Cannonball Run, which is like 1980 maybe or 81.
Well, Cannonball Run, I believe, is his first American movie appearance.
Makes sense.
And you know, this came out in 1985. I'm assuming that it was released in America the same year. There is some international films that maybe didn't make it to America in 1985, but they were released in 1985. Oh. And, you know, I'm considering that as that's when it was released. Maybe it didn't come to America in 1985, but it was released, so we can cover it.
Gotcha. By the way, I like that. I like that there's a couple loopholes. Like,
yeah.
If we do a little mini episode on how Ghostbusters came out on VHS in '85, that might be fun.
Or, famously, E.T. and Gremlins were both re-released in theaters in 1985.
That's true.
So
that's another little loophole.
If we're talking about the cultural zeitgeist and the legacy of films from 1985, maybe you didn't go see E.T. or Gremlins when they came out in 82 and 84, but maybe you went and saw them in 85, and in the same year that you saw Back to the Future and Pee-wee and Rocky IV, like all of that culminates together. I don't see any problem with talking about maybe those movies in the future, but we'll have to hit some of the major real 1985 releases before we start.
Yeah, we can't just jump right into the loopholes. Otherwise, we picked the wrong year.
Exactly. Could you imagine? Why didn't you pick 1982?
Yeah, you're right, because there's Raiders up there, and that was 81 maybe, but then E.T. was 82, I think.
82, Raiders is 81, I believe. Yes.
Clue is so good, we totally agree. Brewster's Millions. So, huge favorite of mine. You mentioned John Candy before.
That was the fourth one.
Beauty.
I was saving it because, ladies and gentlemen, Brewster's Millions is the first movie we are going to be covering on a blockbuster year 1985.
I'm sorry, I got nothing.
So next week we will be discussing Brewster's Millions on the Blockbuster Year YouTube channel, not on Late Night Playset. Happy to be here.
Yep.
But Brewster's Millions, what an iconic film to start with.
There's so many great people in that movie as well, but you've got two of comedy's absolute legends as the leads, with Richard Pryor and John Candy as best friends and ball players together. Their relationship is great. I cannot wait to do this. I can't wait to watch it again. I can't wait to do this episode. I love that movie. I love that movie. It's one of the best premises for a movie I've ever seen or heard about.
And we will get into the history of that premise, because there is some fascinating stuff related to the story of Brewster's Millions, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Now, refresh my memory. Well, maybe we should save it for the... Can I ask you a question about it, or should we wait for the episode?
You know what? As a co-host, I will allow you to ask me a question.
All right, or I won't forget it also, if you want to wait.
No. Go ahead. Ask the question.
Is that the movie where... is it Trading Places? The two old guys from Trading Places are in another movie. Is it Brewster's Millions? Because I think it's the same actor, but I'm not sure it's the same character. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know who you're referring to in Trading Places, but I actually don't remember if they make an appearance in Brewster's Millions.
Oh, then it's probably not then, because what I'm talking about is like a famous thing.
Oh, okay. Well, we can take note, because that will be good to answer just for ourselves and the audience after we rewatch the film. But
yeah,
I mean, the plot of this movie, if you haven't seen Brewster's Millions, real quick, just to get you excited for next week's episode, is Richard Pryor inherits 300 million.
Hang on. No.
Go ahead.
He inherits 30 million that he needs to spend in 30 days to actually inherit 300 million. Or he can just walk away right now with like 30,000 or something like that and not go for the challenge. But if he can spend 30 million in a month, in 1985, 30 million was a shit ton of money. And then the caveat is that he can't own anything.
And he
can't just go buy a yacht, $30 million yacht.
And he's not allowed to tell people why he's spending all this money.
Has to stay a secret, exactly.
Yes.
Such a good premise. So he's going nuts while everyone's trying to save him money, and he's got to spend money. Oh, it's crazy. So good.
Yeah, so much fun. So this one I know for a fact is available to rent on Apple TV. I do not think it is streaming anywhere. I will double check while we're talking about it.
I bought that. So and this is a tip for the folks at home too. If you like to own the media like I do, Brandon loves the physical media. I used to do that too until I moved too many times and I got over it. So I love buying everything on Apple TV now, but I'm also frugal. So I'm a bargain bin shopper, and Apple TV every Tuesday and Friday they change up what the sale items are, and there's tons of any kind of movie for $4.99. So like every week I literally go to Apple TV and what's on sale? And I've been doing that for years. So we have thousands of movies on Apple TV at basement bargain,
Yeah,
the bin prices on the way out.
Yeah, you're digitally digging through the bargain bins.
Exactly. Which used to be my favorite thing. And when you bought your whatever you needed at Best Buy, you go, "Oh, here's the bin. What do you got in here for $4.99?"
Yeah. And
so I'm still doing it. But
Canada,
anyway, so that was a $4.99 one a while back. So I own it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah, in Canada, our bargain bins are $5 bins at Walmart. Lots of DVDs in there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It was always $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walmart probably had it too, or Target maybe.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Target no longer sells physical media. Best Buy no longer sells physical media.
What?
They don't sell anything anymore. So there's a couple specialty stores, plus there is some online that you can still buy physical media. Walmart in the States is still carrying quite a good selection of Blu-rays and DVDs. They're primarily keeping like steelbooks alive. The
Criterion
the
editions, things like that.
Yes, the steelbooks are these. This is Reanimator from 1985.
Oh, another 85. I love that one. That is one of my all-time favorite horror movies.
Yeah. Cat's Dead, Details Later. Iconic.
So good.
But yeah, so these steelbooks are made of metal. They're really nice. But they're really hard to get in Canada now. But down Walmart in the States, they get a lot of exclusive steelbooks, really nice 4K Blu-ray editions of movies. So Walmart is still doing okay, but up in Canada, there's not a lot. London Drugs is a store that we have in Canada that has stopped carrying physical media. So it's tough. It's tough.
So this is one of the reasons it's so fun to go into a place like you just went into one yesterday on your trip, but like we all went to Video Horizons in Astoria together. That's where I got the shirt, as a matter of fact, multiples of this shirt. That's why that becomes such a fun nostalgic experience, because you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
It's again serendipitous, but 1985. The very first Blockbuster video opened up in Texas.
So I was just thinking of that. Friday nights, going with your friends to go find the new release.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it was, even me growing up, we still had video rental stores. And it was maybe because I'm a movie guy, it was my favorite thing in the world to peruse those shelves. And yeah, when I was a kid, I rented the same Cat in the Hat movie time and time again. This weird live-action Cat in the Hat film that I could not get enough of.
I remember when they made it. They made it out.
No, not the Mike Myers one. This is like a made-for-TV that had Matt Frewer, Max Headroom, plays
and many
the Cat
things,
in the
but
Hat. Yes, Matt Frewer plays the Cat in the Hat. I cannot remember her name. I believe she's from. I'm blanking. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I think
Nia Vardalos.
Yeah,
Nicole
I believe she's in it. I'd have to go and find it. I have a VHS tape of it, but it has an incredible cast. But I still I just loved looking at the covers of movies.
Oh, look at that,
right?
Ewoks,
Battle for Endor.
Nothing Jay loves more than Star Wars. Although I'm coming around.
The Black Cauldron.
That's a famous one, yeah. I haven't seen that, but that was $4.99 the other day. I should buy that.
But just like perusing, I mean, I guess you can technically equate it to like looking at Netflix and looking through the imagery, but there's just something about like walking the shelves and looking at the cover, looking at the back, reading a little bit about it, reading who was in it.
This is the do you want to read a book or an iPad argument, and I'll read a book any day of the week versus read a book on an iPad.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something about physical tape.
Did Paul sign that?
No, this is signed by Cassandra Peterson.
Oh, amazing!
Famously Elvira, who plays Biker Mama in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and she signed it, Cassandra Peterson and Elvira, for me.
I say you let me have him first.
But there's just something so cool. Also, the fact that there is a movie on this magnetic tape.
Yeah, and that your label is sideways. Is that how they do it in Canada?
I think
in the U.S. In the U.S., you would have had to put that door down on the hinge down on the table for that, and then it would be right that way. Did that make any sense?
Yeah, no, I know.
Instead of being like this, you'd have to go like this, and then it would be this way.
I think that's just this label is big, because if I go to this label is
oh, that's it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think it's just that particular tape. I
thought it was a Canada thing.
I mean, these are Canadian releases. This is MCA. It says specifically, I don't know if I'll be able to get too close, but that little white sticker that's on there says MCA Home Video Canada. So these were
different
allocated specifically for Canada. Let's see my Pee-wee.
Barbara Peterson says 1985 was also the start of the Brat Pack. Is that true? Is Breakfast Club the first one of those? Pretty in Pink?
Yes. I mean that does make sense. I'll have to look into that, but that was the teen movie era. John Hughes changed teen movies forever in the 80s, right?
Oh,
the way he was writing characters and the way he was telling teen stories.
He was the voice of a generation.
100%.
Yeah.
He might be
was
the
our
definitive...
Shakespeare.
Exactly. Yes, and he tragically passed way too young.
This is a good one from John Marager, just because we just met Robert Davi up at Goonies, and then our friend Rich, who owns the Short Circuit House, I think it was Rich, had the View to Kill or View, whatever that was. What was it? View to Kill.
Yeah, View to a Kill.
Yeah, Laserdisc, and had him sign it, and he was so happy to do it, just because it was not Goonies, I guess.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I'm excited to watch that. I mean, a James Bond movie in 1985. The fact that we get to cover a James Bond movie, of course.
Yeah. I guess it's like every other year, right? Matt Reedy says there's a 69 Targa in Commando. All right, that's another reason I'll watch it. Thank you for that.
We'll have to watch
St. Elmo's Fire with Brat Pack. Okay. Is that 85? Must be. To Live and Die in L.A. So I've never seen that one either.
Oh, we're saving that one for Christmas.
Really?
That's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
It takes place over the time period of Christmas. There's title cards in the movie that say December 24.
No kidding.
Yep, Christmas. I watch it every year for Christmas.
Oh, that's amazing. This one, okay, so you know what Nicole's favorite Christmas movie that we would watch every single year, and it would just make her so happy she would laugh so hard?
What's that?
It didn't come out in 85.
Is it an actual Christmas movie, or is it not a Christmas movie? Christmas movie?
It's a movie, and it takes place over Christmas.
What is it?
Jaws 4.
Yeah.
She loved it so much. She loved it so much, and she had the VHS, and she never saw it in the theater. I saw that movie in the theater in '89 or whatever. I saw that movie in the theater the same day as that doesn't matter. I think as Batman. I think it was '89, right? Doesn't matter.
Batman is '89. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything's tangential with me. I don't know if any of this stuff matters.
My favorite Christmas movies, besides like the Christmas Vacation, they're always the non-Christmas Christmas movies. They're the...
Well, so what I was going to say about this one, I guess I'll say it just because it sort of ties into Clue with the multiple endings, which I saw this movie in the theater. And then when I saw it on HBO a year later and recorded it, it was a different ending than the movie I saw in the theater. And Nicole had only ever seen whatever this particular... Do you have any idea what I'm talking about for Jaws 4? It's not an 85 movie. I'm sorry we're wasting so much time on it.
No.
Mario Van Peebles is in it. And at the end of the movie, he gets eaten by the shark. It's kind of... He's the Quint character in this particular...
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Oh, we all made it, but poor Mike. And then in the version later, he doesn't. He, like, oh, this stuff happens, and oh, look who swims back at the end. Oh, you made it, boy, that's crazy. How about that? Sort of like a happy ending. And she had only ever seen one, and she didn't believe me about the other. And then thanks to digital media and illegal downloads, you could find both. And then I wonder if the DVD has both. It's kind of like Goonies with the octopus.
The octopus and the convenience store scene.
Right. So I saw that movie on the Disney Channel, and the octopus was in it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's something we can talk about on certain movies. They would get allocated for television, and then in order to have a specific runtime, they would just add deleted scenes back into these movies. So there is lots of movies that famously people have scenes that they remember, but
they're not in the movie.
Only reason they remember them, because all physical media, the VHS, the DVDs that they've watched subsequently, they don't have those TV added scenes in it. But they're like, I swear I've seen an octopus.
But if you're like me and you recorded it off of HBO at your grandparents' house or whatever, put 3 movies on there, go to the slow speed. You watched it over and over and over again. So then it got into and then it became, even though it's not true. It's like the Mandela effect. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember the Berenstain Bears, or you're too young
no,
for that?
I remember Berenstain Bears, and Kazam is the one that always
Sinbad.
I use as the
Speaking of which, the real movie is $4.99 this week on
the
Apple
Shazam
TV.
with Shaquille O'Neal.
The one with Shaquille O'Neal, yeah, the real one.
Yes, yeah, that is a movie I watched a lot when I was a child, but I have not seen it in a number of years. And part of that is just the literal wish fulfillment of like, oh man, I wish I had a genie. Life would be so easy if I had a genie.
I must have been too old for that. We had Aladdin and I Dream a Genie. The Dukes appeared in Coming to America. That's what it is. Thank you so much. So the 2 guys from...
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it was Trading Places and then Coming to America. Which makes sense because Eddie Murphy in both, too.
Yes, that makes much more sense.
Elvira, yes, exactly. Cassandra
Yes.
Peterson.
Yeah,
Mistress of the Dark,
wonderful
exactly.
woman.
That was a funny movie, too, but not 85.
Yes, St. Elmo's Fire did come out in 85. It just wasn't on either of our lists. So maybe we'll have to add it to the list because 2 people so far have talked about it. Maybe there's something there. I've never seen it.
I like this commenter personally.
Yeah, Kevin Mindel. That is my father, fellow Goonie.
The only downer of going to the video store was when you see that tape you've been so excited to see, and there's no tape. Totally. Yeah, it was always a bummer if the things you weren't looking for were not in stock. But we had the little mom and pops, video stores, a little one in each town, and there was only a couple of each. You almost had to wait there for somebody to return it. You know what I mean? To get a new release.
Yes.
It wasn't like Blockbuster where they had rows and rows and rows of whatever the
exactly, and that was their selling point for expansion. Really, was that they had I don't even know how many copies, but they had a lot of copies of new releases.
That was another place I would bargain shop. After I don't know, once a year or whatever, they'd have a crazy sale and they would sell off their overstock for super, super cheap, and I would totally go nuts.
Yeah, because I was not alive in 1985,
This is going to happen a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't even know really, were VHS tapes still in the $50 range at that point?
Yeah, I think it was like $79 to replace in those. It was super expensive for a replacement value. Sometimes even over $100 if it was a new release, I feel like.
Yeah, well, when VHS was first kind of coming out, late 70s, early 80s, I know that they started at $100, if not over, as the studios were trying to get as much money from the initial purchase because they knew that they couldn't do theatrical re-releases anymore. But at mid-80s, home video is starting to get a lot more popular and accessible, and more people are buying and owning movies. And
the home unit went from like $1,200 down to $700 or something, and then it was more people could get them.
Yeah, well, because we mentioned Gremlins came out on VHS in 1985. Ghostbusters came out in 1985. But then also the movies that we're going to be talking about had their releases right around that time. And that also affects the legacy of these movies as you're able to rewatch them over and over and over again. And they get ingrained in each individual, and then they start to like just, you know, become more popular, bleed into the culture, they expand, and then they live on. And here we are celebrating 40 years of Goonies and Back to the Future and Pee-wee, right?
Yeah. If you got a movie that the whole family can watch together over and over and over again, it's in culture. You can't do anything about it. You can't even pluck it out if you wanted to.
No. And I understand how you could, like, if it was a movie that was good enough that you could justify the $50 for it.
Yeah, and
like,
honestly,
you better watch
If you just go do what we do today and you equate it to ticket prices, and you're like, oh, okay, well, it's like a movie ticket was probably $5 back then for an adult ticket, but that's still only 10 tickets. Like, how often would we watch this movie?
Yeah.
We're going to watch it more than 10 times.
Yeah, you're going to watch this more than 10 times.
And
okay,
that's each person. You know what I mean? Is $5. So I mean, you could justify it.
Well, I guess it's very similar to like renting an early release of a film. So something that's maybe still in theaters, it comes out digitally at $25, and you go, "Oh man, I'm going to rent this for $25." But if it's you and somebody else, even, that's 2 tickets.
You're already less than 2 tickets. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Tickets start at $12 in Canadian. I don't know. I don't know what the U.S. prices are.
I can only speak for Los Angeles, and you're talking 15 plus just to get in the door, just to walk into
every
the building.
movie.
That's not including
3D
overpriced
now.
Popcorn and soda and all the other stuff.
And every movie is 3D, so that's an additional $4.
Oh yeah, and if you want the premium seating, that's another $4. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
So it isn't that crazy to pay $25 to watch a movie at home with your significant other, or get a group of people together and watch a new movie.
61's feeling old. Yeah, I get it. I get it. This is wild. This is fun. I love being in here talking to you. It's nice having the other people here, but it's weird. It feels like an intimate conversation that other people are just walking past the hallway or something, just strolling in every once in a while.
I agree. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I love talking about movies. I love collecting movies. I love watching movies. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. So I'm really looking forward to watching these movies and talking about them with you and with the audience.
Well, you're very knowledgeable too, and you're very well spoken. Like this is going to be fun for me.
Yeah, I talk to my wife. I talk at my wife about movies all the time. So I am so excited to have a different outlet to be able to just
let loose.
I don't know. Yeah, let loose, share my knowledge, and everybody can take it or leave it. But I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to share it all.
Oh man, awesome! Me too. Have we laid out what our intentions are? I think we have, right? And then
I think so. I think the only thing is we kind of touched on it, but we brought them up a couple of times now as examples. But we are aware of how huge Back to the Future is and how huge Goonies is. So we have some plans for those particular movies. So we won't be covering them for a while. We're going to hit some of the other very exciting kind of fun films off the top. But so if you're watching or listening and go, when are they going to do Goonies? When are they going to do Back to the Future?
They're coming.
They're coming. We have some plans in the work. Oh, I think I'm getting sunlight.
So I know that's cool. You're in a moment. We're going to know exactly where the Ark of the Covenant is. It's very exciting for all do this together. So, and then, we're sort of breaking this down a little bit once we actually do one with the real movies. We're going to start with the production, if there's any kind of backstories and history and, stuff like that with the casting, etc. Then we'll get into the release, and then somehow the effect it's, made on popular culture. Some of these have an everlasting effect, and some of them that we're going to cover, like we're the only two that remember them. Hopefully a few more. And then so like you said about some of the bigger ones where we have connections, personal connections to these franchises, we want to stretch a little bit, and we're trying to make the content better for you, the viewers. So we're going to pepper it in with some guests here and there, and certainly when it comes to those particular franchises, Back to the Future and Goonies, we, Brandon and myself, know a lot of people involved with both. So. We want to do them justice, I think, is the point of the delay on that. Yeah. For you, the audience.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I myself am excited to see how those discussions come out, because you're right. Like it's a weird thing to think about that. Give me 1 second. I am just going to close this blind.
Sure, I'll look at some comments here. Feeling old as we are currently, currently. Love it. Let's see here. David Bird, this is going to be so much fun. Can't wait. Thanks so much, David Bird. We're just excited to be doing, something together that stimulates us both. I'm excited to be here in the playset doing something different. We always kind of said we should have done a car show, an entertainment show, a deep life stuff show. And then, they all probably would have been better individual podcasts. So I think perhaps me being a talking head here with Brandon will stop some of this stuff from dripping into some of the car talk and other ways.
Yeah, and I think that our show is focused on the films in 1985, but as you can see through this conversation tonight, we've talked a lot about other things, other films, other years of film. Like there's no reason why we can't. The focus is 1985, and the focus is the film. But there's going to be other conversations.
Yeah, it's still a movie podcast. So, like, I just saw the Jaws documentary the other day. Like, if we were doing a real episode, we might work that in, even though it's a 1975 release. Yeah,
well, especially if we're connecting it to one of the actors in Clue that you mentioned, right?
Amazing, very nice.
Right. So,
well done.
Like, there's no reason that the discussion can take off. We could be talking about John Candy's entire filmography in the Brewster's Millions episode. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't wait to rewatch it. But it's not going to be strict. It's not going to be stringent. It's just a movie podcast that happens to focus on the best year of movies, in our opinion, 1985.
And look, we can do this if we want to. Isn't that exciting?
Look at that. See, I got the label the correct way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, duh. Of course. I should have known that.
I think it's just
that's why it looks so strange to me. But meanwhile, you store them that way on the shelf, so I thought, boy, but that might be a better way to do it. Universal sign for better way to do it.
Yeah. Remember this?
Yeah.
Oh, it's upside down. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward. I hope people enjoy the content. We're going to keep doing it, whether you enjoy it or not, because we enjoy it.
It'll be fun to see next week if people come over to the new channel. I think they will. So
yeah,
how this works is like we're doing this live, but then it'll get taken down, right? And then we'll put it up on a Blockbuster year.
Yeah, this particular episode will get put up on the Blockbuster year YouTube channel. We just weren't able to stream there tonight because of technical issues. But next week, we will be streaming live from a Blockbuster year podcast on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. They're both under a Blockbuster year. And the live stream will be on the Blockbuster Year YouTube channel next week, Wednesday, same time.
Excellent. And they'll know where. Yeah, it'll be great because this will already be up there. I get it.
Yeah,
it makes so much sense. And I'm glad that you had an escape plan for this, because I thought to myself, well, we fucked that up.
and initially, so did I. My response was like, hey man, I'll be honest, we were cooking. The conversations we were having a great time. Coming up with all the ideas and just all getting everything ready. And then we had this one snag, which was the streaming software did not like how we set up our initial YouTube channel. And I tried to move the channel, and it was really convoluted and weird. And I was worried about losing my personal BC DeLorean YouTube channel.
Yes.
And you don't want to mess too much with that stuff. And then I realized, what would be the easiest thing? This is a brand new channel we're starting. I'm just going to delete that channel that I built. I'll just start a new one with, I can't remember. One of them was Blockbuster Year Pod. And I think the new one is a Blockbuster Year Pod, which is the actual name of the show. And on the old channel, I had set up the streaming permissions, and we went through our 24-hour window.
We waited it out, yeah.
Exactly. And
tested it. Everything worked great.
Yes. And then a few days ago, I created the new channel and changed all the links on the social media and all that stuff. But the one thing I forgot to do was request streaming permission. So
today here in the control room, I'm trying to log in, and it's going, no, you need to wait. You're not set up for this.
Oh my God, of course. So I'm so glad that all of you were able to find it here tonight. But yeah, as a reminder, the Blockbuster Year podcast YouTube channel is where we will be live streaming from. And then the episodes will go up as podcasts on Spotify, your other podcasting. We're still figuring all that out, but stick with us because we are going to watch a lot of really great movies. We're going to have a lot of really good conversations. We're planning on some really great guests, some friends, some people in the industry, people involved in the making of these films.
Yep.
And I'm really looking forward to experiencing and sharing all of this with you, Jay.
So I feel the same exact way, man. Some of our future guests are just people who are as big a fans of these films as we are. And I think of some of the YouTube people that we're going to have participating in this. I'm looking forward to all of it. This is fun. This is very fun, and I needed it. It's been a rough year for me.
Yeah, and I think people would enjoy your other show, Late Night Playset, where it's a little looser. It's
much looser, yeah.
It's cameras bouncing all over the place, but Jay.
Here we are. We're in the place.
Jay has had a really tough year, and I am just so excited to be hanging out with you and getting to know you more, and just sharing a lot of time with you.
Oh, buddy, means the world. Appreciate it. Oh, look, here I am. So it's weird being in here. And our next guest. Oh, geez. Yeah. But it looks pretty fun.
I mean, folks, look at that shot. That is David Letterman's desk. Those are David Letterman's chairs. I mean,
look at this studio full of glamorous merchandise. All of this could soon be yours.
Not to get political, but is that the Late Show desk?
Late Show desk, yeah.
That is the Late Show desk, the historically ending Late Show desk.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we have a somewhere? I thought I had a picture in here somewhere. I feel like I must. Let me just take a quick look because it'll be worth it if we can find. Yeah, people know this. Remember this?
I mean, iconic.
Remember that moment? David Letterman's birthday?
Yeah, that's the before photo.
Yeah, good point. Or right after, maybe. I don't know.
But I mean, like that's incredible that you are. Is that his chair? Are you sitting in his chair as well?
I am not sitting in his chair.
Oh, okay.
I am. Okay. Here we go. I am sitting in just a regular Eames chair. The museum that we got the stuff from, they didn't have the chair anymore. I'm actually looking for a match though, and I know what it is. The problem is it's just impossible to find because it was like, it was just a chair. Every chair at NBC was that chair. Like literally every secretary chair at NBC was that chair. They were just different colors for different floors. Saturday Night Live floor 8, they were all purple.
Huh.
So anyway, I know what it is. I've always been trying to find one, but I'm also a mid-century modern nut, so we sort of leaned into, the microphone is from the 50s, the on-air sign is, from the 50s, the telephone, so I just sort of leaned into it, and that's the chair I chose.
Yeah. While we're in this
the desk is pretty wild. Now, one day, in fact, if you ever want one day, we can do a tour of the set.
Oh, for sure. While you're in that shot, go back to that wide shot. Let's talk about a couple of things on your back wall there.
Oh, okay. What do you want to talk about?
Well, a big one is that little pink thing in the corner right there.
Oh, well, I'll bring that out for you then if you want to do that.
Let's just maybe we'll end with this. Because this is pretty freaking cool.
Let's see if I can zoom in here. $428.09. Can you read that?
Yes.
Hey Jay, best wishes for the future, Bob Gale. $428.09. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Look.
It doesn't, work or anything, unfortunately.
It looks good in that shot.
Can you imagine if I just dropped it?
Yeah.
We had the magnets all set up. That would be crazy. This was a gift from Bob Gale, I guess. If 2009, if memory serves, this would have been when we did a documentary with the late Sam Macaroni, who just passed away this year, about the making of the DeLorean time machine. And we were involved with that. And we went to Bob Gale's house a bunch during that time. And he was awesome. And I hope that he will come hang out with us for the Back to the Future episode. Or if not him, I'm sure there's a lot of other people who'd be happy to.
But that particular board is production made?
Yeah.
So
it's foam. It's foam and it's completely beat up.
But it is a production made Back to the Future 2 hoverboard.
Yeah, it's the real deal. It's from Bob Gale. He had
cool.
A handful of these. He had one that you could throw down on the ground that sort of fake hovered there because there were these wire legs that you could barely see. And he had a pit bull. I've got, you know what? I'll pull up I have pictures from the night that this all happened.
So cool.
Because we were doing a shoot at his house, so I've got a lot of material of it. And we'll do that during the Back to the Future episode. But yeah, I've got, our involvement over the years with that franchise. So there's a lot of stuff. That Mr. Fusion used to be on the A car.
Wow.
Before it was restored.
And and this is exactly why a film like Back to the Future will end up having multiple episodes, because there's so much to dive into just beyond the film itself.
Oh yeah, and having the guests talk about the production and everything.
Yes, the replica prop world, the cosplay world, all of that stuff. There's so much there to talk about as we're 40 years from the release of that first film.
The funny thing about everything behind me is, we're in the late night play set, and it's a version of this all the time, but we redressed it for the show, and everything that I put back here is normally just in the green room. Only guests from the show are looking at all this stuff normally, but here it is just everywhere. Pretty crazy. Pretty wild. Good stuff. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited.
Me too. I cannot wait to watch movies. I can't wait to talk about them. Should we wrap this first episode up? I think we've hit them all.
Renee says, "So happy you found each other." We're very happy, also. Renee,
yes,
thank you.
We feel the same way when we have 2-hour phone calls. I feel very happy that we found each other.
David, you can be in our audience. We have people in the audience for almost every late night playset. So it's small. There's only a few people. This is done out of our home, so it's very small. and modest, but there's definitely room, and people just sit on stools and they have a great time. And we like the energy of having more people in the room. It just makes it fun. And it makes the guests feel like they're on a real show. I mean, otherwise we are just, I know you can't tell from these shots, but we're really just in our dining room.
Yeah. It doesn't look like that. I mean, I'm in a spare bedroom. I call it the museum. It's where all my movies and collectibles are.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tiny little room. I'm sitting on a pillow. I don't even have a real chair in here.
Oh my gosh. Well, it looks great, man.
Thank you.
So next Wednesday, we are going to be doing Brewster's Million. No, is that right? Yeah, Brewster's Millions.
Yes, Brewster's Millions from 1985.
So the homework is for people to watch that movie before next Wednesday, right? Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yep, in Canada it is not streaming anywhere, but you can find it for rent on YouTube, Apple. It's out there. It's available. It's a great film. Where can people find you, Jay, online?
My handle on Instagram is where I am most of the time. It's Porsche Life 111, just like the car, Porsche Life 111. It's based on this little yellow car here that we drive around, the real one, obviously. And Late Night Playset is where we are here. That's the show. And thanks for asking. How about you, Brandon? How do people follow you?
Well, I am BC DeLorean, BC as in British Columbia, where I'm from. DeLorean like the car. BC DeLorean across all platforms. Instagram. We've got our own YouTube channel, Facebook, all of that. And we have I guess we alluded to it, but we have a large collection of movie replica vehicles, some screen used, and we're based on Western Canada and British Columbia. And it's just something my dad and I do for fun, and it leads us to great opportunities like going to the Goonies weekend and meeting someone like Jay. So we're always really excited about what opportunities these movie vehicles lead us to. So.
I don't know if you watched last night's Late Night Playset show, but I spoke about this show quite a bit, about what our intentions were, and then somehow we got onto you and your dad and your collection of cars, and we had quite a nice moment deciding whether it was the Mirth-mobile or the Mirth-mobile.
Oh, okay, yes, I was listening to last night's episode, and I remember hearing that. Yes.
So we talk about the Back to the Future screen-used time machine that's over at the Peterson, and we mentioned Joe Walser before, and Bob Gale. Bob Gale and I were the ones that went to Universal to get that facilitated in the first place. It's sitting at the Peterson Museum right next to your screen-used Wayne and Garth Wayne's World Mirth-mobile.
Yes, we own the actual screen-used Mirth-mobile, the AMC Pacer, with the original licorice dispenser from the first Wayne's World. We own it, and it's on display in Los Angeles at the Peterson Museum. And it originally was beside the screen-used A car, but they actually took that car down to an exhibit they have currently running, an 80s exhibit.
Correct. Yes.
And so I believe we're next to...
It's like a rad kind of a thing, the rad 80s.
Yes, so they moved the A car down there for a short amount of time. So right now we're next to Christine, one of the screen-used
just
Christines.
As good.
Yes.
Just as good.
Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, so our screen-used Mirth-mobile is at the Peterson Museum, and originally was beside the actual screen-used A hero car time machine. So
I just like that because of our connection.
I know it. Like, what a small world in the grand scheme of things.
David Bird says that would be awesome to be in our audience next time I bring artwork to the Disney Anna Galleria at Disneyland. I will come and visit. Of course, I can't read the rest of that comment because it cuts off here, and I don't have my producer.
It says, "I will come and visit. I live in Utah."
Oh wow! Okay,
that's where David.
Look forward to it.
Yeah.
So that's it. We've done it, right?
Yeah, we've done episode 1. Meet your hosts. Here we are.
It was an hour and a half. That's not terrible.
Yeah. No, I think that's what we're aiming for.
Well, I love you, man. This has been a pleasure, and I'm so looking forward to whatever this becomes. It's going to be a ride, I have a feeling, and I'm really looking forward to going on it with you.
Wonderful. I love you too, Jay. I can't wait. Great.
So we'll see you next Wednesday from A Blockbuster Year YouTube channel at 6 p.m. to review the movie Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor and John Candy. Right?
Here's the tagline. You don't have to be crazy to blow $30 million in 30 days, but it helps.
Nice. I love it. And we love all of you at home.
Yes,
so
thank
please
you
love
for
one
watching.
another. We'll see you
Thank
next
you for
time.
being here. Thank you for listening or watching on the repeat. We're happy you're here. We're happy to share it with you. Thanks for watching.
See you next Wednesday.